Ricci, and you are watching Govs Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
Tony, welcome to Go.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
All right, you go in, Tony.
Good. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knockem Dead Radio Show. They're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio.
Hey, Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus.
party never ends. Knockem dead. Knockem dead. Comedy show. You're throwing out your tricks. I'm gonna get my sticks. The mic is live and clear for you and all to hear. Knockem dead. Knockem dead. Comedy show. They suck.
Okay, there we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome. It is Wednesday. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Show here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, the Facebook page, YouTube channel. No matter where you're watching from, we ask that you share the link on all your socials. Tell everybody you know about all the great shows here at Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. And we're coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club. And look who's here. Michael is here, of course.
Hey, how are
Hello, Michael. And Silvio D'Onofrio is here, ladies and gentlemen.
How you doing, man?
Very excited. And our pal Fat Jay will be here soon. Fucking guy is running late.
It's horrible.
Yeah, you know.
Does he run? He doesn't run.
No.
He does that. He does not do. He's walking late.
He's walking late.
Yeah, he's walking real late. Yeah.
You know, we're us little people, he's got better things to do, so, you know, he just fits us in when he can. He used to come in every Tuesday.
Did he?
Used to do the show
He got
every
too big.
Tuesday. Exactly. That he couldn't fit in the door.
It happens.
But, all right, so while we're waiting on Jay, because we're not waiting. We got plenty of stuff to do here. We were just talking before we went on the air here that, I think I shared the story last week, but the weirdest thing last week, you and Jay have been making a bunch of great videos. I'm a big fan of your videos, by
Appreciate
the way.
it.
I thought the pickleball thing was hilarious.
Oh, thanks.
But you made a video last week where you guys were checking out a new house that Jay was going to buy, and you're checking it out. You're inspecting it, and Don Sill calls me up, and I do this. Where is it? Every time I say Don Sill, I just go like that. I just show that. Don calls me up. He goes, "Did you see the latest video that they made?" And I said, "No." He goes, "Dude, you got to see it." I'm like, "Okay." Like I didn't know. Like it was weird. Like why is he? And he goes, "It's my brother's house." I was like, "What do you mean your brother's house?" Like I wasn't. So I go and see the video. Now because I already knew that.
Yeah.
So as soon as I started watching it. I recognized the front yard, and I was like, what the fuck? And the whole video was made at Don's brother's old house. So, so it turns out you bought that house.
I bought it.
6 years ago.
But this year will be 6 years.
Yeah,
I'll be in there for 6 years.
And we had nobody, I mean, well, we just, me and Don both, well, I guess Jay too, have just met you within the past year.
But Jay's been in my house. I don't know if Jay knows the house, but Jay's been in my house like a bunch of times.
Right.
And he's never never said anything.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Until we saw this video last week. And then to make it weirder, Silvio, throughout the whole thing. So Fat Jay is calling you Sill.
Yeah.
So Don Sill.
Exactly.
So Don calls Jay up, and he's like, Jay, how did you make that video in that house? And Jay's like, well, it's Sill's house.
Yeah.
And he's like, right. I know.
Oh, that's
But Don is thinking Greg Sill. Jay's saying, talking about you. So it became Abbott and Costello. Don's like, I know it's Sill's house. That's why I'm asking. And Jay's like, yeah, what do you mean? It's Sill's house. Eventually figuring out that, it's the house that Greg used to live in.
Yeah.
It's a little sensitive because Greg then passed away 2 years later. Super guy, and but it was just and then too when you did Don's show,
I was in the house.
You're in that house.
I was in the basement,
and he had no idea.
I guess the way we Actually, the basement almost looks spot on how it was, besides like paint.
Yeah.
But I guess the way we had like a couch like set up like different, so maybe he was like, I didn't recognize it. But if you look at now, it was funny because after that I looked at like a couple of older videos and I'm like, we're always at my house in majority of them.
Yes.
So I was like, I guess he just never realized it was like a small clips
Right.
of the house, so you probably never realized it. But yeah, no,
I did that. I was watching the which I freaking loved the you go to your neighbor's house and it's the black guys talking all Italian.
Yeah.
Fucking laugh my ass off.
Yeah, and if you know the neighborhood, you know that house across the street.
Right. But then when you're in the backyard and hey, I'm cooking the sauce, it's like watching it now, it's so
now
obvious
it's
it's
that
backyard. How did I not put that together?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's that crazy story, and I just couldn't believe it. What's that?
Because we're old.
Yeah, that could be. But that kind of, I guess, is a nice segue. Who are those two black guys that you make those videos with? Those guys are hilarious.
Yeah, so one of them is my buddy Reg. Reg, I believe his last name's Thomas. I'll be honest, I don't even know what his last name is. But
he's a real close friend.
Yeah, we call him Reg. I don't even know Jay's last name, honestly. So we call him Reg, and I actually did a show at Comedy in Harlem, and he was there. I thought he was funny. I added him.
So he's a stand-up.
Actually, he's like a film guy. He does like film. I guess he was just doing. It was an open mic we were at, not a show.
Yeah.
And I thought he was funny. Like that night, I thought he was the funniest guy. You could tell he was just didn't really have much written. I think he was just like shooting off the cuff.
Yeah.
And I thought it was funny. I added him. I'm like, yeah, that was pretty funny. And then, I was doing videos and stuff, and probably a month or so out, 2 months out, he reached out and was like, hey, man, I see the videos you're doing, man. Some of them are funny. Would you ever want to do videos like together? And I was like, fuck it. Yeah. Like, why not?
Sure.
And we met up. The other guy we do a video, I think his name's Lowe. That's what I always call him. But
Lowe?
Lowe, Lowe. Another great guy. His Instagram is at OKLowe. So that's his name to me. And Reg's is Ruger Reg. But it was just, we met. We actually met one day. He was like, hey, you want to meet in the Bronx? They're from Westchester.
Okay.
So we met in the Bronx, and he's like, you have any ideas? I was like, I got a couple. So I had come in with the first idea. I was like, listen, how many people are going to be there? He's like, I'm going to have me and my one other friend, like 2 people. So I'm like, all right. I was like, all right, I'm going to bring a bunch of tracksuits. And he's like, why? I'm like, well, it's kind of my thing. I do like the tracksuit like Tuesday. And I was like, I don't have any more words. So like, I'll try to incorporate it. So we met at like a small park, and he's like, what's the idea? And I remember at first he's like, that's not going to work. And I'm like, nah, trust me. So we basically, I'm wearing the tracksuit, and I'm like, just tell them, my friend's coming, he's Italian, like, don't do what you always do. And they act like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
So, I walk in, and I'm like, oh, what's up, buddy? And, like, they're sitting in basketball clothes, and they just, like, start acting crazy Italian. Like,
right, they're giving you the kiss on each cheek. Right.
And, so he looks at them, and then it flashes to me, and I'm like, whoa, nice suit. And by the time it goes back, they're full tracksuit, kissing me on the cheek.
Right.
And then he looks at us like, what the fuck? And then at the end, he's in the tracksuit, and he's like, I'm a paisan. And they were like, I don't think it's going to work. And I'm like, this is going to work, man. Like, you got it. This is like one thing I feel like it's going to work. Trust me.
Yeah.
And then we did a couple others. One, me like on the corner, like with a cup, and he walks past me, and I'm like, he's like, hey, and I'm like, I don't got money. And he's like, well, you think I'm asking for change? And I'm like, and like feel bad. And then someone walks by me, the guy Low, and when he walks by, you hear like the Apple Pay sound.
Yeah.
And like he walks by, and then they start playing. I can't even think of the song that like da da day. Like he walks by, and then like it shows like negative on my account, and like they scammed me.
Right.
So we did those, and I remember we posted the tracksuit one, and it did good. And I think within like a day or so, it was at like 400,000, and they were like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Nah, it's gonna keep going. Like, trust me."
Yeah, of course.
And I'll never forget. I'm like, "Let's post the like robbery one," and they're like, "No, let's wait. Let's let this one ride." I'm like, "No, you gotta just keep going."
How quick?
The next day.
The next day.
Yeah. So I was like, you got to post like, it's like, from what I learned, and I'm not a professional. I mean, there's people like, I know, Tony D.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like when I met Tony last year in May, I think he had like 7,000 followers. Maybe I had 9. Not that it means anything.
Right.
But he was like, I'm going to start making, he started posting like 5-6 videos a day. And I'm like, that's a little too much.
That's too much, yeah.
Next thing I know, he's got 300,000 followers.
Oh, no kidding.
Wow. Yeah, so I was like, it's about consistency, man. Like, you got to just post. Like, so we were doing it, and then
I got Jay calling me now.
Yeah, he just tried to call me.
Good morning, sir.
I'm here. Open the door.
It's not open?
You're really interrupting a whole show here.
Really? We're
Oh, shut up.
It's locked. What do you think I'm standing out here like a jerk off for no reason?
I left it open. That's why I was asking.
Hey, I'm pulling. It's fucking locked.
Oh, I know you're pulling, but you got to
The
try
thing
the
is,
door.
He don't go to the gym, so he got no weight.
That's right. He,
Look at you coming in late.
there he is.
All 4 viewers breathe that sigh of relief.
Yep.
Jerk, isn't it?
He's a real fucking asshole, this guy.
But I'm fucking funny. That's why you're
Very
laughing.
funny, I know.
Wearing his Yankee
Killer
shirt.
Cam. What's up, buddy? I see you parked in the VIP spot out there, Killer Cam.
All right. We're in the middle of a conversation here.
Before
Right?
you interrupted us here.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, so it started like really moving, and that was like the first video I think that that I did where like I had another video I think that hit like 1 million, but that one was like I guess bigger people like in the Italian community were
Right.
like
Yes.
I remember like Sushi Mango commented on it. They're like big,
nice.
like Catherine Norducci, Lilo Brancato. So I was like, oh shit, like I could be somebody. And then yeah, it worked, and they were like, yo, we gotta, because we did 5 skits that day, and truthfully, it was like within like 40 minutes, which usually it takes forever. And I was like, dude, I like the way you guys work. Like, if you want, come to my house. That's when I had the neighbors idea. I'm like, I got this really good idea with like neighbors, like it'll work. And you know, they came out. They were late, but no, they came out. And
Who does that?
yeah, we got another asshole like that. I guess everyone in my videos always shows up late, but they came and we started doing that video, and I remember I was like, let's start like water in the driveway. We'll be good. And they were like, that's not. I don't. I'm like, like on certain things with Italian stuff, like you got to trust me on
These
this.
guys keep doubting you, and you keep proving them wrong.
Listen, I don't want to talk about the biggest doubt. Jay knows how angry I'll get about that. But you know, that happened, and then that one blew up like same way, like right away. And then a little while after that, I got in a Mike Marino, the comedian, reached out to me and was like, dude, I love this video.
Yeah, you did like a little tour with him, right?
Yeah, and I was like, dude, thank you. And he was like, I'd love for you to come to my house. And then he like, you know, brought me on tour. Like he didn't even see me do stand up at all, so it was great.
Yeah.
And you know, I did that with him in September or something. But before that, I had met with Pork that first day, and his tour was like 3-4 months later. I met with Pork, and I was trying to get into Govs. And I didn't really know anybody, and Pork took me to the brokerage, and I had told Pork about the bocce idea, and he was like, "Nah, I don't want to do anything like that. Stereotypes, like I don't do that. You'll get
Meanwhile,
canceled."
the guy sleeps in tracksuits.
But yeah, and I said, I was like, yeah, but it's not like a racial stereotype. This is like funny, like we're knocking on Italians, like black people. It's like a funny thing.
Absolutely.
And he wasn't about it, and I met Jay that night, and I don't know, me and him just started talking outside, and he had done this like blowjob video with like Tom Kelly was like doing it, and I was like, yeah, that's funny, man. And he's like, yeah, I'm trying to do skits, and I was just like, I'm doing a skit tomorrow in the Bronx. I need somebody. I'm like, think you could be there at like 8 a.m.? And he's like, yeah. And in my head, I'm like, man, this pothead's not gonna be there at like 8 a.m. Right. And I remember he called me, and I'm like, hey, what's up? He's like, yeah, I'm here. And I'm like, it's like 7:45. I'm like, all right. We got there. I don't even know how long we waited. A while.
You know.
And you know, there were some hiccups. I was like, you know, we each had to bring certain props. I brought the bocce balls. I brought, you know, whatever. They were supposed to bring stuff. They didn't bring any of it. I was pissed. And then I was bitching at Jay about it. I'm like, I can't believe this. We did the bocce video, and I was like, we didn't really know how it was going to go. We thought it was funny, but I'll be honest, I was getting mad at like something. I'm like, I said you can't do it. And I was mad and fucking posted it, and then boom. The next day.
Right.
Next day, Jay became my best friend, I guess. and then it went good, and we did a couple other videos with him.
And then that propelled my BJ video.
Yeah, then his BJ video started moving, and he started getting all these followers. Now it's come to the point, we were out recently, and well, I got my car picked up yesterday. I had to get my brakes done, and I go into the shop, and the guy gives me his stuff, and the mechanic comes out, and he goes, hey, how you doing, man? I'm like, thanks. He's like, I love your videos with Fat Jay. And I'm like, oh, nice. Thanks. And, you know, we start talking, and then the other night we were at McGuire's.
That was Tony Landolfi, by the way. To make
oh, okay. Oh, so that's funny.
We were at McGuire's, and the bartender just goes to me, you're the guy in old Fat Jay's videos. I'm like, yeah, that's me.
They're not my videos. I'm like,
so I'm like, no, there you are. Listen, I don't care. And even like the the other day, when I did the show at McGuire's, like it was a charity, and one of the ladies came out and she was like, "Oh, what's your Instagram? You're funny." I'm like, "Yeah." I gave her my Instagram. She's like, "Oh my God, Fat Jay follows you." I'm like, "Yep, that's it." So
wow.
At this point, like I'm trying to ride Fat Jay's coattails as long as I can. You know,
I'm trying to ride his coattails.
We work together.
It works.
So, but we do it with the videos all the time. Like I like Jay, he's reliable, and like you know, we got like the same, I guess, sense of humor in that sense, and like. We never really have an idea where I'm like, hey, what do you think about this? And he's like, no. Or, I mean, we might switch it, but I don't know. Sometimes I come up with these ideas. In my head, they're gold, and I'll tell people, and they're like, you know, no. And we did the New York one. Remember? Like, I wanted to do that originally with those black guys, with Reg and Lowe, and we filmed it, and they're like, it's not going to work. So I told them, I'm like, listen, I'm going to use that. If you don't want to use it, like, I'm just going to do it, and I'll do it with Jay. And we filmed a couple things that day.
Yeah.
And I remember I put it together, and I sent it to Jay, and I'm like, I don't like it. And he's like, you got to post it. I'm like, nah, this thing sucks. Like, let's not do it. And we posted it. It hit like it hit like 250,000 right away, and then it's at like probably like 600,000 or 700,000. But like, I didn't even want to post it. I would have just let it die in the graveyard.
The ones you think, like the ones who's like, this one's gold.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happens. Like,
I'll be the ones you like, you doubt.
They give up. Like, remember that day I did the Scopa one, like, and they walk into me in the park and like, yo, I'm like, yo, you guys want to play money? And they're like, what are you playing? We're not playing Scopa. I'm like, no, play what you want. And they were like, spades? And I'm like, yeah, let's do spades. And, you know, I pretend I don't know what's happening, and then, you know, I guess bubble is how you win. I drop the bubble, and then as I walk away, I put like a do-rag on and walk away, and like, I don't know. I think like, as much as the ideas are always great, I think sometimes like the people you have in it make it, because they've made a couple of videos like similar style with like somebody else, and they just I don't think they
but I think you're right. The people just, Jay's got another video out. They just want to see it.
Yeah.
They just want to see what he's doing, what you're doing.
I've done videos with people that like I did a video with Nicky Schmiggs the other day. Like, I thought it was stupid. I even said, he's like, do you care if I post it? I'm like, yeah, do what you want. I think it hit like 30,000 pretty quick, and in my head, I'm like, if I posted that, it would get like 100 or 200 views. I'm like,
what platforms do you use?
Honestly, I should use them all, but I really only use Instagram.
Oh,
like I mean, now I have it set where it goes on Facebook too.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think for Facebook, the reason I really started doing Facebook, we did a video with, remember Jamali?
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, you got to do Facebook. Like, you can get paid on there. It's like so easy. And like, even Big Joe Gambino told me that, but like, I guess I'm one of those like idiots. Not that I know best. I'm just lazy. And
all right, I want to get. I don't want to lose that conversation. Yeah. So let's we'll take the call and then we'll continue that. Good morning, Mr. Rusiello, sir.
Good morning. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just want to say hello to my man Fat Jay.
What's up, good sir?
How you doing, partner?
I know you were a little upset when you logged on and didn't see me at first. I wasn't going to let you down, no. I knew there would be three very upset people in the world out there. Good news, though, sir. I want to let you know. I know you're near Port St. Lucie over there. I'm gonna be in Boca, July 25th and 26th at the Sandman Comedy Club. If you can make it, if it's too far, let me know. I'll send a car service for you.
Oh my goodness,
brother,
this guy's big time. I told you, Jay's big time.
Day. I will travel to the ends of the earth to see you, pal.
Thank you.
Boca
Thank
is
you.
2 towns over.
I can hear.
So there's no problem.
To the end of the earth.
I just want to make sure my greasy wop friend hears this too, because he thinks it's all a farce.
I don't think that. I literally this whole time I've been saying.
I sold 2 tickets already. I didn't even get there yet. Call Terry McNeely and let him know. How you feeling? Everything's good, sir?
I'm hanging in there, brother. It's great to see you. All right. I'm sorry you have to be with such shitty company today.
They're all right. Kaplan's laughing. This guy never laughs. This is the best day of his year so far. It's been all downhill since he lost that election as a Democrat, But he should have knew better.
Do you know, every time I see him, that's what I think of, because he did my
Well, let me explain something to you about Mike Kaplan.
We did a fundraiser for Kaplan. He did a fundraiser. He brought 3 people. That should have told you about the fucking election.
And then didn't he leave before it was over?
Too, like an asshole I was.
No, then I was out.
You voted for him?
No, I'm sorry, sir. I'm not a Democrat.
Oh, okay. Good.
Well, I have to tell you the truth though, because I don't like to lie. For Mike Kaplan, and it's terrible for me to say. I changed my party affiliation just to vote for the jerk off.
I did
That's a
too.
good guy.
I did too. He's a good guy. Some people don't realize things, but they learn the hard way. Maybe next time he'll run it as an independent and fucking win. And Shirley won't look like a shithole that it does. But maybe one day, you never know.
That's so funny, my
Yes,
girlfriend.
but I did change
Don't
my
call me
affiliation. So did my wife, Dawn. We changed our affiliation, and 5 minutes after he told me he lost, I went right back to the real team.
Me too. Me too.
There you go, brother. All right. So listen, how can I find out? I guess it'll be posted with your Boca.
I'll message you on Instagram as soon as I get the flyer, and I'll see you down there at the end of July. I'm bringing Terry McNeely. He's a staunch Republican. You'll love him.
He's nuts.
well,
actually, he's bringing me. So.
How long is your engagement? How many days?
We're going to be there 2 days, Friday and Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, and then when are you going back to New York?
Probably that Sunday or Monday, but I want to go out to 388 with you in Boca, get some nice veal chops and a little spaghetti macchiato like gentlemen,
Well, let me tell you, if that, you come over to the house and we'll have a barbecue.
All right, sounds good.
John makes the best steaks, man.
Pal.
I'll see you soon. And keep
I love
going,
you,
good
brother.
sir.
Okay. Yeah, Mike, do me a favor. Don't talk, all right? You're talking too much.
We're going to try to keep him quiet. We're just going to
Thank
try
you
to
very
make him
much.
laugh over here.
Right, buddy. All right.
I'll see you soon.
Guys.
Have a great day.
All right. Bye-bye.
See ya. John Rusiello checking in.
People
Very
like
nice.
me. It's unbelievable. I don't understand it.
What's there not to understand?
I don't understand.
You're a
People
likable
just
guy.
like me.
Yeah, you're lovable. You're lovable. And I want to touch base. When he said that he got there at 7:45, I'm not surprised. He's professional when he has to be, and he's a loyal guy. And if he tells you he's going to be somewhere, he'll be there.
Yeah.
And he doesn't just say it. He's almost like James. In this building, James is everywhere. Nothing goes on without James knowing about it. He's like that with if he's your friend, he will show up to shit.
Patrick Dunn calls me the mayor for some reason.
Yeah, that works. The comedy mayor.
Yeah, the mayor of Long Island Comedy.
Do you know he also goes now by Fat Olga?
Fat Olga.
No, I was kidding. I said the other day,
traumatized,
he looks
Jay.
German. He looks German. He looks German. So the other day, my grandfather couldn't remember his name. He said Olga.
Jay, I have something to thank you for, actually.
Uh-oh.
You remember when we first started, I couldn't even do fart jokes, right, on the floor, right? Then this fucking guy at my fundraiser, he blasted me. You blasted me, which was hysterical.
It was good. It was a good time.
It was a great time. And I won't even repeat it, but now I'll...
You're a big fart guy?
Fart guy, blowjob guy, every joke. And that's because of that guy.
He wouldn't laugh.
At a fart joke?
At all.
No, I wouldn't laugh. There's an old thing about me.
The first time I met him, they brought him in because we had to make him laugh.
Yeah.
It's very hard to make me laugh.
Okay.
And even stand-up. So
But
it was
I
a challenge
have it
by
down.
Tony
Oh, he's like
to get
the
stand-ups.
Saturday Night Live guy. Like they say never laughs when you
Yes.
audition.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know his name, but...
Yeah, so we would try... They brought 3 comedians in here, and... But he
Jay got you?
Jay got me, yeah.
There you go, Jay.
Jay got me.
I try. I try.
And then, all right, so then going back to being told to get on Facebook, you can make money. Has that happened?
Oh, no, I haven't made any money on it.
Yeah.
Well, you could. It's like when someone tells you should be on the stock market trading, like you can make money. I'm sure you can. I'm not, but you can.
Because all these platforms, YouTube, Facebook, they make it, because everybody says that. You go on these things, you make money.
Yeah.
I knew a guy back, this has got to be at least 15 years ago, before everybody was doing it. He started, and he had a few videos that hit over 10 mil. Gets a check in the mail from YouTube, and he called me. We were all excited, like, finally, this is it.
Yeah.
The check was $10.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Well, see, and that's the thing. Like, I don't know nothing about social. I
hear you.
I've told you a million
You and me
times.
both.
I don't know how to do it.
I think what YouTube they say is like not the easiest to make money, but you make more money with like the subscribers. So like like once you hit a certain amount, like you might get paid per subscriber.
Right. But it works out in other ways because you were getting the tracksuits, like maybe
I think
get sponsored.
It works out like that way in the sense I think of like, you know, if you have a big Instagram and like let's say you have like merch or something and you can sell it through your own thing.
And it's probably putting asses in seats
about
too.
This Instagram. I don't know how this works. I don't know how anything works.
At the very least, you're putting asses in seats.
I see a video of our favorite rap group, Dipset, talking about how they lost $500,000 because they didn't hit the monetization button on YouTube when they first. So I said it to him right away. I'm like, bro, are we millionaires and we just don't know? Like, we are not millionaires.
Another problem, like a big problem with like mine is like I always get hit with stuff on Instagram like where I can't do stuff or I'm
copyright
banned.
type
no,
shit.
No. For like
he just bashes people when like
people.
Yeah.
No, I don't bash people. Like I told you, I engage in the comments. You know, and there's a time where I can only take so much. And I won't like get offended. Like I never get offended, but I'm like, oh, this guy's gonna learn. So I'll like do some digging on their page and then hit them with stuff. The problem is like these people come at me and be like,
"You're on their page."
Yeah, they'll be like, "You're a dirty wop prick," and I'll be like, "Whoa!" Like one time a guy comes at me and this is the New York City one. I did a like congestion pricing video.
Okay.
And like it in like 2 days it was at it was at $1 million in 2 days. Me and my car just saying like Hochul was a crook. They're all in cahoots and. You know, everyone's writing like, "This is my home, not your highway," and I'm like, "Hey, go fuck yourself." And this guy writes on my page like, "We don't need pieces of shit like guineas like you in New York anyway." And I'm like, "Yep, okay, buddy." That's like all I wrote.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought." He's like, "And you call women a bitch and you have a family, you're a piece of shit." I'm like, so I just wrote back like, "Well, she is what she is," like, you know. And then he goes on my Instagram. And, like, my wife posted a picture and, like, you know, collab with me from, like, you know, the New Year recap.
Okay.
It was, like, me with my kids, a couple of pictures of me on stage.
Sure.
And he writes, like, whitest family ever. So I just wrote back, like, yeah, that's the goal. And I was like, that. And I looked on his page. He was a makeup artist. I'm like, that and make sure my son doesn't play with makeup. And, like, you know, he comes back. But then he reports me. And then now I can't collab. That video was, like, pushed down on the algorithm. And like,
wow.
Yeah, so it's like, and then literally like 20 minutes later, he must have been looking through my like page, DMs me, "Oh, I see like you're just like a comedian like making fun of stuff," like and adds me. And then sends me like a white hand and like a Spanish hand.
Yeah, right.
Shaking hands.
Kumbaya,
He's like, "Friends," and I'm like,
world.
"Yeah, well, motherfucker, you already reported me now."
Wow.
So that's happened to me a lot. And like,
so he realizes you're a comedian. So before that, he thought this video was real?
Yeah,
you know
and then
I mean?
when he goes
are
on
you
my
kidding?
page, like, you know, the bocce videos pinned, the like,
right.
You remember that whole trend, like, I'm a podcaster, I sit and talk to nobody, like shit like that. Like, I had that pinned, and then like another video pinned. I think it was the neighbor one pinned, and it's like, oh, so you think these are all absolute real videos?
There's
like,
nothing worse
than
a guy who's an asshole but also stupid. I mean, we've been through that with a certain pizza guy.
90% of them are like that.
Yeah, right. Wow. And I know, and then I heard the one story where you actually met a guy that threatened to beat you up or something.
Oh, there's a guy who's threatened me all the time online.
Yeah.
Like, I was on the phone with you, remember? He'll always be like, "I'll fuck you up, you're a pussy." And I'm like, okay. Like I always say, like, okay, man, hopefully I don't see you. Like, yeah, I don't give it. Like, I'm not an internet tough guy. I'm not trying to be like, when I leave here, I got a fucking knife in my car and I shank people. Like, I got 3 kids. I sit at home 90% of the time.
Right.
And I was at the gym and he kept looking at me. And in my head, I'm like, what the fuck is this guy? Do I know this guy? And I'm not someone to be like, he knows I know Fat J, or he knows I'm on Instagram, like, you know? So, like, I'm in my head, I'm trying to figure out where the fuck I know this guy. And then I'm like, that's a motherfucker from Instagram. So I just walked over and I'm like, yo, I thought you were going to beat my ass. And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I thought you were going to beat my ass. Ain't you the guy who was going to beat my ass when you saw me? He's like, bro, it's just the internet, man. Why are you taking it so serious? I'm like, I'm not, but you're a fucking tough guy.
Right.
Meanwhile, the guy was like 6'2". He probably could have beat my ass. But like, hey, everyone's a fucking hotshot until like you.
What are the chances though that this guy, like, that you would see this guy when it's on the internet? Like,
I watch listen to Keith McPherson.
Yeah.
On the Fan.
Yeah.
He's a black kid.
Right.
Young black man trying to do sports talk.
Right.
A diehard Yankee fan. People shit on him all the time. Face racist comments, all that. He always says, he goes, but they never say it in
they don't
public.
say it to your face.
Right.
Ever.
He goes, when I'm out, it's all love.
Right.
But when they get on that keyboard,
Well, and part of the reason why I'm asking, I promised I'd share a story, and I know you're familiar. I found out who Charlie is.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I don't know who that is, but I heard.
You don't know what I'm talking about? I remember we did talk about it. So
I think Jay was here one day.
I would swear, Jay, that we've talked about it. So I think it was back in August, I think it was, Joey Cola was in here. And Joey's sitting right here, and it's just two of us, and we're talking. And, Joey Cola is just my absolute favorite comedian and just one of my favorite people. And this guy calls in, and he was so nasty and so rude to us.
Who was it?
It was Charlie.
Well, that's the thing. So we're asking him who he was. He wouldn't tell us.
I remember that.
Okay, right. I knew you remembered. So we spent I was ready to hang up. I was done. Joey's like, no. Keep him. I'll handle it. And Joey was great with him. But then after that, he's called several times. And he's awful. I have an autistic daughter. He called her retarded one day. And I swear, if I could reach through the phone, I would have strangled that son of a bitch. Mm-hmm. So he's called so many times. Very, very mean guy. So yesterday, speaking of the fan, Peter Schwartz does his show in here, Tuesdays and Thursdays. So the phone rings. Peter's in the middle of doing whatever, and I'm engineering. So I grabbed the headset. So I was going to say, please hold on. You're like a typical sports show. They want to talk about the Yankees, the Knicks, whatever. But there was a name. If it's because the guy's like Charlie, if it says unlisted or no name, I don't even answer it. Yeah. But there was a name. So that's when I answered. And I said, "Hi, can you hold on for Peter?" He goes, "Yeah, I'll hold." And I knew the voice. I put him on hold, but I'm sitting here because I have things to do.
Yeah, at this point, you got to Google his name.
Well, that's the thing. So I'm like, "Fuck, that was Charlie. That's Charlie."
Oh,
so
what an idiot!
I'm trying to do my thing, but it's killing me. So I found a minute. I grabbed the phone again. I said, "Are you a scheduled caller, or are you just calling with a question?" Sure enough, he goes, "Well, I'm at a truck stop," and I just cut him off. I go, "Charlie, what are you doing?" He goes, "Now." This show, it's free fall. It's free form. Nobody watches unless Jay's here. We're just
finally
we're just messing around. Peter Schwartz is with FAN. He's known on the in the New York sports scene. He runs a very professional show. I don't want this show to be fucked with. So I said, "Well, Charlie, what are you doing?" "Oh, I'm not Charlie. I'm just calling. I just had a question." It's like, "Charlie," I said, "I don't know who you are." I said, "I don't know what the fucking problem is," and I just hung up. We finish up the show. I almost left. And all of a sudden, it was like, wait a minute. There was a name. So this phone, actually, you can go back on the call history. Yeah. D. Christensen, and it had a phone number. I was like, motherfucker.
Oh, I'd call him.
I did. I called. I got no answer. I hung up, and I did what he does. Because if I hang up on him or if I don't answer, he just keeps calling. So I hung up. I'm like, I'll do what he does. I picked up. I called him right back. I like that. Sure enough, he answered.
I like that.
He goes, "Hello." I go, "Hi, Charlie." And there's a pause. He goes, "Hello." I go, "I got your number." And now, like you said, 6'2", I have no idea what Charlie looks like.
Yeah.
And
but he is stunned as could be.
Exactly. And I'm feeling like the tough guy. I'm a disabled 55-year-old man. Like, what in the world am I going to do to somebody? But I'm feeling it. I'm like,
yeah, I like that.
And I go, "I got you." I said, "I got you." He goes, "Yeah, you did." I said, "Right." I said, "Now it's my turn to have some fun, Charlie." He hangs up on me.
Call him back.
So I waited because I knew it. Sure enough, a minute goes by. He calls back. I answer. I go, "Hi, Charlie." He goes, "I'm going to get your family." I'm like, "Really?"
Oh, this motherfucker.
So now I'm pumped. I said, "Charlie," I said, "You want to go after my family?" I said, "You do what you got to do." He goes, "Yeah, you watch. I'm coming for your family." I said, "Not only am I watching, Charlie," I said, "but I'm looking forward to it."
Yeah.
I said, "Come on, Charlie. Come on." He hangs up. I'm like, so again, I just sit here. A minute later, he calls up again. I answer it. I go, "Charlie, I got your number." Now I'm just I'm feeding into it.
Yeah.
He goes, totally normal voice, "Can we call a truce?" I knew it.
Who is it?
So I asked him.
What's the
a random guy?
He's a random guy. He claims that. So Christensen is the last name. It just says D. Christensen.
Christensen or Christian?
No, not Christian. Okay. Kristen.
That's a weird.
Yes, I thought the same thing.
Is it a 516 number?
No, it's 818 California. So and that's the thing.
He's one of those libs.
So I said, "Charlie," I said, "I don't really give a shit about you or anything." I said, "I just have one question." I said, "What's the connection? What did I do to you?"
Yeah.
He goes, "We have no connection." He goes, "I'm a troll." He goes, "You know what a troll is?" I said, "Unfortunately."
I like that he admits it, though.
Right.
Honestly, truthfully, I do like that.
Right. And he goes, you ever deal with somebody addicted to drugs or alcohol?" I said, "Yeah, I have actually dealt with."
He's addicted to trolling.
That's exactly what he said.
I actually kind of like this guy now.
He goes, "I'm
addicted
to it." He goes, "You would He goes, I'm actually a comedy writer. He goes, that is what I do for a living. He goes, but you'd be shocked at how many hours a day I spend trolling.
That's what a lot of people do.
That's what the internet is.
Right. And he said, I just came across your show one day. He goes, so I started trolling. He goes,
give us a view, Charlie, you bastard. Not just a fucking call, you jerk off.
I like that, though.
But then he says,
you could have been fucking getting paid on Twitch. I could be sitting here every day. But Charlie, you had to fucking call and not view.
So he asked if he can start calling every day, and I said, go fuck yourself. He goes, what harm have I done to you? He goes, it's entertainment. I said, what you do is not entertainment to me. I said, you called my daughter retarded. I said, I don't know if I can bounce back from that.
Yeah.
So
what a jerk.
So he goes, well, I like to call a truce. I said, very simple. Stop calling me, and I won't mess with you.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Leave me alone. I'll leave you alone.
All right.
So he said, I'd like to call your show tomorrow. I said, I don't think that's going to happen. He said, okay, thank you very much, and he hung up. So
give us a ringy ding ding, Charlie. I'm fucking bored.
Yeah, Charlie, come on. I got to hear this.
Well, we got we got a sales call. Yeah, the insurance call that you handled very well.
That's too funny, man.
So, all right. So that was that. I promise you guys the Charlie story because the viewers. I call them extended family. I hate calling viewers. It just it doesn't sound right to me. But they get wrapped up in it. They were like yelling too. All
it's
the time.
like a soap opera here. It's like General Hospital before General Hospital starts. It's like the precursor here at Knockem Dead.
So we are hanging out here. Fat Jay has graced us with his presence, and we got Andrew Parker here as well. I had to do that.
This guy, just so you know, wait, before you talk about Andrew, this guy calls me up because we literally met. I want to say it was like, what was it, October?
No, because I met you before Kill Tony.
Okay, when was that?
That was
August.
Okay, so it was
really,
like
that
July.
was August already. Was that long ago already?
We met in the beginning of August because 2 weeks later, after the Bocce video, is when because he called me the next day and I was just fucking with him. He's like, "Yo," he's like, "I can't," because like it wasn't aired or anything, and this was literally the next day, like 9 a.m. He's like, "Yo, I can't believe you were on," and I'm like, "Who's this?" He's like, "It's Fat Jay." I'm like, "I don't know who this is." I played it like so good.
I'm an MSG man.
I had a dream. I'm gonna get pulled.
I literally said, "Look, I got goosebumps" because I called him on like Wednesday or something.
Well, I called you and you're like, "Oh, I'm going to Kill Tony. You want to come?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't know if I can. When is it?" Bro, I had a dream.
I was like, I had a dream. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, I was wearing. And I remember before I left, at the time we did a swimming pool video.
Okay.
With the black guys where like we called them to get our money back. And
okay. I vaguely remember
water
that
polo.
Right.
And we were like, oh, they're not going to be able to swim. And then, they're in Olympic fucking ski caps and everything. And they beat us in fucking water polo. And I remember they wanted to do another skit, remember? And I'm like, nah, bro, I got to leave. I remember I was going to put jeans on. And I'm like, nah, in the dream I was wearing this like Sergio short sleeve set. And I'm like, I gotta.
Yeah.
And fucking went. I didn't get called, nothing. And it was like right at the end of the show.
Right.
Remember, dice went up. And I'm like, for some odd reason, I was so nervous the entire show in the crowd, like all the way up top. I'm like, and then it was like 2.5 hours in. I'm like, I'm not going to get called. I finally like cooled down. And I went with my barbershop. And they were like, bro, my barber's like, I'm like, what? He's like, your fucking name, because it wasn't on like the screen.
Okay.
They had like a runner would come, and it was a whiteboard. It said like Silvio D'Onofrio, my seat section, and he just shined light in the area from like the top. Like he came down, like he was gonna sit, and I turned. I'm like, oh shit! Everyone in my section was like, oh fuck, kill it, and like no one was really good. I'm like, fuck, like I'm not ready for this.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget like running up the top of Madison Square Garden. We get in an elevator. This guy's like reading me the rules, and he was like kind of far ahead, and I'm like, you'd have thought I ran a marathon. I'm like, yo, slow down a little bit, man. And like I remember, like we get behind backstage at like MSG, we walk around, and like I seen a couple of the regulars there, and we're standing right behind, and I'm like, I got time, right? He's like, nah, you're going up like now, and I'm like, and like Heidi was like, oh, you'll be fine, like you're cute, and I remember being like. Like I cooled down a little, and then as I'm walking up, like Casey Rocket was walking down, and he's like, "Hey, good luck, man." And I'm like, "Wow, the fuck is happening?" I just remember getting up there, not seeing any. I didn't hear shit.
Right, you didn't hear them say Andrew Parker.
They said it 4 fucking times. I didn't hear it at all. No.
Well, but who is Andrew Parker?
They called a kid beforehand. His name was Andrew Parker. They couldn't fucking find him, so they pulled my name next.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, all right, and like. I did my set, and I remember like I was nervous as shit. I did my first joke, and like the first part they laughed, and I was like, okay. And then I did the second part, and they started laughing like real hard.
Yeah.
I actually said like, please calm down. Like I only have a minute. Did the second like part of the joke. It went good, and then like Tony went to say something, but everyone was like cheering, so I like bowed like this. I didn't hear anything. Yeah. But he said Andrew, right, and I didn't hear it. So he starts talking to me, and I'm like, oh yeah. He's like, how long you been doing comedy? And I'm like, at this point, like 8 months. And he was like, holy shit. And Dave Attell was like, wow, impressive. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, thank you. And then Harlan Williams was like, what time does, like, I got 2 questions. What time does Russell Crowe like his massage with that outfit? And I just like, I said a random time, and then, he said something else. And then Tony was like, I've never met anyone like more Italian. Like, what time does Andrew Schultz like his weed? So I had said, like, whatever I said. Yeah. Then I heard him say Andrew again, and I'm like, this motherfucker confused me because I'm Italian, you son of a bitch. Like, that's it. Then they asked me, like, a question about my tattoos, and I was like, they're just, like, gangsters. And he's like Adam Ray was like, you mean, like, the Foot Clan? I'm like, yeah, but Italian. And then he's like, well, who are they? And I'm like, do you want me to name them? And Shane Gillis was like, rat. And I'm like, whoa, like, easy there. And then he said Andrew again, and I'm like, my name's Silvio. And then, like, I just did the set, and that was it. I got a big joke book. I left. Like, Harlan, like, stuck his hand out. Right. Walked down, and I remember I was like, holy fuck. Like, Cam Patterson was coming up. And then I remember I turned the corner, and, like, Joe Rogan and Aaron Rodgers were there, and they were like, yo, nice job. And I'm like, and I'll be honest, I don't like the Jets, and I hate Rodgers. So, like, I shook his hand, but, like, fist pounded him, but I really wanted to be like, pussy. But, like, I didn't. And I walked around, and, like, I remember I'm like, what do I do? They're like, yeah, just because I was like, do I stay back here? Like, and they're like, no, you got to get out of here. I'm like, well, where the fuck do I go? I couldn't go that way. So they just like opened the barricade and we're like, go. And I was on the floor and like people were like, oh. And I was like, this is like absolutely insane right now. Like,
what struck me, I'm sorry to cut you off. Yeah. As you were about to walk or started to walk off, Shane, he's just looking at you the whole time. He like, I don't know, he just couldn't, he wasn't taking your eyes off. Almost like he was trying to like let it sink in, like he, like to not forget you. Like,
well, he added me on Instagram.
He did, huh?
Yeah, that's like a whole nother thing. I'll tell you about that. But like,
yeah, because you could see in his face, like he was really genuinely. He looked to be genuinely impressed.
Yeah, So I like left. I went on top, and I remember when I got back, the crowd like where I was sitting was going nuts, and I'm like, fuck, like I still got goosebumps talking about this.
Who wouldn't? It's Madison Square Garden.
Like our phones were locked up, and like it was in a bag, but I just kept hearing like, zzz, zzz,
yeah, right, yeah.
So when we were walking out. Like, when you walk out of MSG, it's fucking packed.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, yo, you're the guy. I'm like, yeah. Like, joking around. And I was joking with my barber. I'm like, this got to be free haircuts from now on. And he's like, no. And like, everyone's like, she started chanting free haircuts. I'm like, and my one barber's like, yo, this is nuts. I'm like, bro, this is insane. Get outside. I undo my phone. I had so many missed calls. Then someone sent me a picture of me on stage. She was watching the stream.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck. My wife texted me. She was like, so many of my patients texted you and were like, your fucking husband was just on at MSG. I saw him. He talked about you and your kids.
Did you have the best sex of your life that night?
No, I didn't even have sex.
What?
No. My wife was pissed. I'll tell you about. So I'm outside. Probably like, if I go to my tag photos, there's probably like 80 pictures. People taking pictures with me, tagging them. And I was loving it.
Yeah, of course.
And I get down to go to like Penn Station, and we went to like the Jersey side at like first, the way we went in. And I remember walking, and like everyone just started clapping and shit. My barber has a video of it. And I was like, oh, like thank you. Like, I was like, bro, I'm a celebrity. Get on the train. It was packed. I was sitting up against like the window. And I was like sitting down. It was hot as shit. And it was like one of those days where the whole train's packed. The aisles are packed. And I stood up at one point and like went like this. And everyone's like, yo, that's the guy from Kill Tony. Everyone started swarming. And like my barber's like, bro, I'm not doing this the whole ride. I'm like, yo, let's get off. I was like, honestly, I'll pay for an Uber from Forest Hills to Ronkonkoma. I'm like, I'm not fucking dealing with this, even though I loved it. And I walk out, and one of the guys with security, he's like, yo, man, we saw they couldn't find that dude, man. You did good. I'm like, thanks. So I was like eating an ice, and then like I get home. It was like maybe 2:30 in the morning, and my wife is like, I saw you on. I'm like, get your ass up. I'm like, I'm fucking hyped up right now. Yeah. I could have jerked off to myself. And I'm like, I'm fucking hyped. I'm going nuts. She's like, can we just talk about it later? I'm like, bitch, I was just fucking on at MSG. Like, this is going to be their most streamed episode. And it is, by the way.
Wow.
I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, you're not even happy about this. Right. And she was supposed to come. And she's like, I think that show's so stupid. I'm like, this is because you didn't come. So So I was like, this is fucking great. I fell asleep at like 5 a.m. Like, because I was up. I was texting people. 5 a.m. I fall asleep around that time. I'm up at like 7. Wired.
Yeah.
And I got like it was actually 86 texts exactly. So I'm looking, everyone's sending me these Reddit threads with like 20, 30,000 like comments on them. Like,
wow.
Some dirty guinea stole this guy's name. And I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? I got no clue.
Right.
So they're like, yeah, they called Andrew Parker some dirty guinea. And then one guy's like, I drove 5 hours from Boston. They called my name this piece of shit Italian. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Now I'm like the villain. And now I'm like, I'm entrenched in fucking Reddit now. But like, a lot of people are defending me.
The guy from Boston, that's Parker?
That's Parker.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
wow.
I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So now I'm in like, what do they call it? Like a K-hole or something. Like, I'm down from the high. I'm in like a depression now. Like, I'm like a manic. And I'm like, fuck, man. Then Jay calls me and I pull the whole, like, I don't know who you are.
Well, that's
He's like,
perfect, because if you're in the low, you call Jay and he brings you something.
Exactly.
And
Like I said, I
you're
like to
all
talk to
set.
Jay and Port to know my life is good. No, but Jay calls me. He's like, yo, what's up? And I'm like, who are you? And he's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, just dicking around.
As a comedian 7 years in, he is your new best friend.
Yeah.
You
And
got
I'm
a
like-
viral video together. He's doing comedy.
He's a nobody.
He's doing comedy 7 months. He
Yep.
performs at MSG.
Yeah.
I don't want to brag.
And
but-
I'm like, oh man, that's so fucking sick. But deep down, I'm like, oh, this motherfucker, like.
Yeah. But it was like, I mean, it was crazy. And then I bought the stream because I'm like, I got to see what the fuck everyone's talking
Of
about.
course, yeah.
And then I remember watching it and I was like, I almost teared. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, the first thing I said to my wife is, no one's going to follow me on Instagram. And about a week later, that night I was in a pure like depression at this point. And
then Shane Gillis followed
I didn't
him.
even touch my phone the rest of the day. And then I go to look at, I had a ton of messages and I'm like, I don't even want to look at this. I look and it was Shane Gillis and I'm like, wow, holy fuck.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, good shit last night, dude. And then he added me. I called Jay. I was like, fuck, bro, Shane Gillis added me. We're boys. And never talked to him since or anything. He never liked my video, but he messaged me. And yeah, man, that was like kind of it. And then I started doing the things with Mike because at first
Right.
Mike was like, "Yeah, I don't know if you're ready. These are going to be big crowds." And I remember I was like, "Mike, I don't know if you know this, but I just fucking performed at MSG." Just straight through that out there. I'm like, "How long have you been doing comedy? Did you ever perform there?" And but Mike was cool. He's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah." He actually didn't even know about it, and I'm like, "You're showing your age, man." And then
he knew nothing about Kill
I
Tony?
knew nothing about it.
Oh, wow.
It's a cult following.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, but then when you have a special at MSG with some of the best in the business, you would think
But
some people
still,
would
a
know
lot of
about it.
people don't
You'd be
watch it.
surprised how
They're
many
not
like
big into
comedians.
they're not-
Like Jimmy didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Carrie brought me in and was like, "Yo, you got to have this guy come up." He was on Kill Tony. He's like, "Kill Bill." I'm like, nah,
Kill
it's like
Bill.
Kill Tony, like
But they've had 2 people from there,
Here.
Uncle Laser
and
Yeah.
Christina Mariani.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And like
Right.
it's you'll never see one of the regulars because it's like a different.
The regulars perform now at like full theaters.
No, but I'm saying like the regular customers because it's a.
Oh, yeah, it's a totally
Oh,
different crowd.
sure. Yes.
It's a totally
Yeah,
different
yeah.
crowd.
Right.
But
Yeah.
and like they announced it in like 2 weeks and I think it pretty much sold out.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
because I
sure,
remember
yeah.
she posted it. Remember I told you, I was
Yeah.
like, "Yo, that girl's going to be there." And you were like, "No, it was
Yeah.
another girl." And because she said she was going to be in Belmore. And I actually DM'd her. She didn't answer. But I was like, "Hey, are you going to be at the brokerage?" I'm like, because you're not on their website. And then like a week and a half before,
Yeah.
she posted, "Oh, the website for Long Island is fixed." And it was like pretty much sold out.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was the ride. And then, I mean, it's been cool. I mean, no one's ever... One time I was at the mechanic and someone was like, "Yo, are you the guy from Kill Tony?" I'm like, "Yeah." And then I did a show with like Aaron Belial and Morton Phillips, like a couple of shows with them. And those people, like, because they're like cold Kill Tony people, they knew who I was. And then I went to Texas like in February or a month ago or something. I wanted Jay to come. But then that was his big headlining week. I was mad I couldn't be here.
Yeah.
But I went there and like a lot of people in Texas, like in Austin, knew who I was, but not that I gave a fuck anyway. I was just like, yeah, dude, it's like luck. Like, even if I do a show, people are like, you want to put like, I'm gonna say you killed. I'm like, nah, don't say that.
Right.
And they're like, why not? I'm like, because he was a fucking bucket pull. It's not like they were like, "Silvio, come on."
Right.
You
Right.
know? I'm
Silvio's
like,
here.
I'm like, yeah, they pulled me out of a fucking bucket. It's like winning the lotto. I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, I'm a billionaire." Like, yeah, I won the fucking lotto. I didn't do it for hard work.
But has the sickness increased since?
Oh, that day it was bad.
He doesn't.
But I don't get.
I'm messing
He's
around.
very, very aware
Yeah.
He's very aware.
Well, I see the sickness. There's
He knows about
motherfuckers.
the
I don't know how they're
sickness.
still alive.
I've had
Yes.
to, you know,
Yes,
like I
agreed.
told him, I'm like, he's like, this guy, bro, it's a sickness. And after like 2 weeks, he's like, bro, you're
bad.
so right.
After
Like,
I met Jay, I started seeing it more.
Yes.
The sickness.
Explain.
These people think they're like,
you know, like, oh, sold out show. Meanwhile, they zoomed in from behind
There's
this
4 people
3-person table that was
Oh, I
there,
see.
you know?
You
It's
know, or like
part of the-
he-
we all have it. It's just how bad.
yeah. I'll
You
never
know?
forget.
I gotcha.
After the Kill Tony thing, because that was a Saturday. Sunday, I was basking. Then I was in a manic depression. Monday rolled around, and I'm like, God, I'm fucking working for the man. Like I essentially did MSG, and now I'm working for the fucking man.
Like I talk about, you know, doing 5 days, packed out crowds here, and then having to go to work on Monday.
It's horrible.
Imagine
It's a
going-
horrible
It is.
feeling.
It's a
Imagine
weird
performing
feeling.
at MSG, and then you got to go fucking to
The
your
worst
day job,
was,
bro.
Yep.
The worst was like I didn't really tell anybody like like I do comedy at work because like I don't need to hear their bullshit.
Yeah.
And my boss, like we had just hired somebody. That Monday was like their first day, and he was like, guys, we got we have a new hire, we got a celebrity working on the team, and like we're on a conference call, and I'm like, who's this fucking jerk off? Like, you know, like I'm fucking dicking around. And my boss sends a video in the chat that like one of these comedy pages posted of me at MSG, like Shane Gill is calling me a rat.
Right.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And I was like, how did you see that? He's like, my daughter must watch it, and was like, she heard Andrew Parker, not my name, and she was like, you know that Italian guy that works for you? Like, this is what I picture him looking like, and sent it to him. And meanwhile, it's fucking.
And
me.
it actually is you.
Yeah.
Wow. What?
And I was like, what the fuck, man?
That
So
is
I said to my boss,
crazy.
I'm like, what, do you talk shit about me?
Yeah,
I'm like
right,
a
right.
stereotypical fucking Italian guy. So it was just fucking crazy. But I mean,
Wow.
that's definitely the high of my, you know.
It's been all downhill since.
It's been downhill since, yeah. It's,
Well, yeah, I mean,
welcome to the
it's
real
been a
world.
rocky
Welcome
fucking
to the real
road.
world, buddy.
The fact that you're in here, you you go from MSG to
It's
here.
been a rocky fucking road.
But in the same token, as we talk about, you know, he was doing that. 2 guys that we are cool with, that we came up with, that one of the guys who introduced us is touring with Little Mo Mozzarella right out of here, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
So, like,
Right.
yeah, this
Well,
shit can
let's not
happen.
give him too much credit here.
But, you know, but
Saying
it's-
about pork.
It could happen. Like, I'm watching it. Tony DeBassi's also friends with Tony DeBass.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
supposed to do
yeah, we were
Tony's
talking
show
about it
tonight,
before.
but then like someone else is going
Yeah.
to end up doing it. But
Yeah, and I think, the guy that's opening up for Little Mo, I think this place and even this
Sean, too.
Get,
Sean
Brown.
too is open.
Sean
Brown.
Right. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Sean Brown was doing that. Yeah, it's
good for everybody.
It's good for
It's
everybody.
good for here.
Absolutely.
It's good for them.
Absolutely.
You know, good for me. Maybe one day I'll leech off of pork. I'd hate to fucking ever do that, but you know.
No, but it just shows you, like, again, we all have different wants and goals, but it shows you what's possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like, you know, a guy like before we started making videos, Tony started doing his videos.
Right.
He just sold out in Florida. He was in Austin at the Moody Theater.
Yeah, sold out
Right.
fucking Moody Theater.
Like, bro, like, it's real.
Yeah.
And I'm watching it. Like,
But you're curious because you're one of the few who start off with internet, you know, taking advantage of the internet by posting videos, and then doing just as good a job on stage, because a lot of these guys
Suck.
can't.
They suck.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't going to get that blunt,
they
but
suck.
yeah, all right.
No, they suck.
And that's
So-
like you said, you know, when there's internet sensations here, it's a completely different crowd.
Yeah.
And you watch them. In fact, there was a guy, I already forgot his name because his 15 minutes already came and went, but he was some big YouTuber. He did a show here, completely sold out. And I remember me and James standing at the bar. We were just making fun of all these like little nerds that were coming in, not to their faces,
No,
just
I
to
know
each
what you're
other,
saying.
joking around. But this guy did 20 minutes. He had some kind of cancer when he was 18, and that's what he talked about. So the crowd was like, they were all energetic. They were excited to see this, YouTube guy, whoever he was. But by the time his set was done, these guys were ready to cry. Some of them, I actually heard them complaining on the way out. Like, what the fuck did we just watch? He just talked about his cancer. It was like watching a TED Talk. was like, what is going on here? And again, so these guys, they don't know how to translate it to a live performance where you mentioned.
There's like Rodia was like.
Rodia was like that. Another one who started here.
Yeah.
But you mentioned Nicky Smiggs before.
Yeah.
Even him, he had his transition from internet to stage wasn't exactly smooth, but to his credit, he worked on it.
Yeah.
And now he kicks ass out there.
Yeah.
But you as well, you were able to, like Rodia, make the transition and make it well. And that's a little bit of a rarity. Yeah,
especially
absolutely.
around this guy.
Yes,
he's
absolutely. And him too. We've watched him.
I'm a nobody.
No, that's not true. But we've watched him go from open mics at Coasters to.
I've never done an open mic.
All right,
those
fine.
Were bringer shows.
Listen, don't
those
say that to him.
Those were bringer shows.
Whatever they were at Coasters.
To him, and he's like, "Nah, they're open micers." I'm like, "All right, sorry, big guy. They're open micers."
The shows at Coasters that weren't getting big crowds, and now he's headlining and selling out.
You? That's how you make it. That's how you learn.
I'm not putting it down. I'm just saying that's where you were, and I knew you then. And
every
I've seen
one
you
of
grow
those
up.
shows made me who I am today,
Absolutely.
and I'm grateful for that.
I'm not trying to badmouth it at all. I'm just saying. But it is,
and that tells you if you could go in a bar and the customers that don't know that there's a comedy show and they turn around and stop watching the Met Yankee
That's how you know you're
fucking
good.
Knicks game to listen to you.
got something.
Well, I don't know if they're turning around from the Met game. To be let's
relax,
come
bro.
on, let's
Relax. It's
The
one
Mets,
fucking relax.
The Mets right now
bro.
are the best team in the league.
Relax, bro. Yeah, what happened every other year? Okay, calm down.
This is a classic Yankee fan. They live in the past.
I'm not.
You're living in the past.
I'm not walking in yesterday and doing a bar show. I'm talking about 3 years
Oh,
ago.
I thought you were
when
talking
the
about Mets.
When the Mets sucked.
Well, it don't matter. I live in the present. That's my problem. I don't think about the past.
I feel like I'm a statue here. So can I?
We'll let you chime in,
crazy.
Mike.
Go ahead, please.
What do you got,
First
Cap?
of all, I have a couple questions. I want I try to tell my girlfriend and people my little circle a joke every day.
Yeah.
So I would love to hear one of your jokes and I've heard a million of yours, if that's okay.
Yeah. What should I tell them, Jay? Should I do a tampon?
One of those guys, huh?
And then I want to tell you about
He's one of these fucking guys. Let me hear a joke.
Give me a joke.
And then
I hate this guy.
What'd you do for
I hate this fucking
Captain,
guy.
What'd you do for a fucking living before you retired?
How about I went to war twice?
Okay, so show us how you go to war, and then I'll give you a
Show me a
fucking
gorilla
joke.
crawl.
You know what?
Shoot a gun.
Well, it's not called the gorilla crawl. It's called a low crawl. So
All right,
like you were
let's see.
talking about MSG coming off that high to this. So how about coming home from war and then going back to a regular job? That was tough.
I can imagine.
That was really tough.
This guy's gonna pull at the heartstrings with a veteran. Oh, I'm a veteran, bro. What'd you do?
I don't. Do I pull a veteran card?
You just did.
You did. You just
did.
kind of one
No,
up
I
the guy.
just
Wait,
did not.
why are you trying to one up the
Wait,
guy?
hang on.
This is
Here's the real
amazing what
question.
he's
Here's the real
It
question.
is
What did
amazing.
you do in the war?
Huh?
What did you do in the war? Like, what was your job?
I had 3 jobs.
Okay, what were
What
they?
Can I finish? Human resource specialist, heavy equipment operator, and combat medic.
Okay, I would say if he said just human resource, I'm like, this motherfucker. this motherfucker's job is to bust our balls.
What was the last one?
Combat medic.
Combat medic. Like you actually helped people if they got
he
hurt?
was Klinger in the fucking in the Gulf War.
He was
Klinger.
Klinger was one who got in the women's dresses.
Yes. Yeah, I could do.
Thank God my
stitches on
uncle
you.
used to watch MASH.
Klinger.
Really? You would stitch people up?
Yeah.
Really?
And then
Yes.
tell
I
him
had
he
no
could,
idea you had any
and then
kind of
tell him
medical
he
background.
couldn't say gays aren't allowed in the military because he was the human resource guy. You were a Karen.
Yeah, but
dressed as Klinger.
but let me tell you something. If you were I was in the transportation unit. So if you were going out on convoy outside the wire, right, and you're a soldier and your pay was fucked up and your wife is back home with 2 little babies,
He was fixing it.
I was fixing it.
Oh.
So you could go out and be right-minded in case you were in the heat of battle at some point.
Mike Kaplan, the fucking hero. And can you believe Mastic didn't elect this guy? Could you imagine?
Mastic and Shirley and Stony Brook.
Tom Smith from Clariton, Ohio, was getting his paycheck and his 2 kids were safe because Mike Kaplan made sure during the Gulf War. But the fucking people in Shirley and Mastic were like, fuck that guy for the highways. That should have been your fucking pitch. You did a comedy fundraiser with 3 fucking people in the audience. You could have paid News 12 to go on there and fucking talk about Timmy Smith, how you saved his income because you were a human resources guy in the Army.
Why didn't you pull the veteran
Dressed
card?
as Klinger.
I did.
Oh, you did?
When I ran?
Yeah,
Yeah,
when you ran,
that's
yeah.
brilliant, Jay. Oh, God.
I was going to do the joke. Jay's too good.
I never started laughing at stand-ups really until him.
Well, Jay's one of those guys. If someone ever tells a joke, he's like, I only do jokes if I'm paid.
Oh, God, we got to put you on the back of a truck and parade you through Shirley. You did not get your fucking due.
And you know, my girlfriend lives in Shirley.
The new one?
Yeah.
What do you think? The old one? You don't call the new one.
Well, yeah, the
old
lived
one.
in
You
Shirley,
say my
too.
ex.
The other one lived in Shirley, too.
No, I don't
He gets him on the res.
I had to unfriend
The
him.
res.
The res.
Yes. Thank you, Jay.
He's crying. He's got tears in his
Yeah, I
eyes
see that.
from
you made me
laughing
laugh.
at me
Yeah.
making fun of him. Could you imagine?
Or
This guy wouldn't laugh before he came to the fucking Knockem Dead show.
That's right. Who else was here that day? Is Andy? Who else was here?
Andy and
Dan LaRocco.
Yeah.
Oh, was it Dan?
It was a young
Okay.
young fellow.
And-
Yeah,
yeah,
Dan.
Dan.
It was Dan.
I don't know that guy.
That's how funny it was.
You don't really know that.
Yeah.
You don't know Dan? No, Dan's awesome. I love Dan. I haven't
Good
seen him
guy.
in ages.
But it wasn't funny.
What's that? Oh, he's very funny.
All right,
Son of
I'm
a
sorry.
bitch.
But not as good as that one was. I did. Don't
That was great.
Write that down.
Did the theater show happen?
No.
No.
He didn't
Oh,
tell
okay.
me.
It's a sore subject.
Oh, is it? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's a
sorry.
sore
All right, we'll
subject.
move on. We'll
Oh,
move
the
on.
joke I'll tell. The other thing is. Do you want to go first, Jay? I'll let you tell the joke.
Oh, he just
I
blasted
just did
me.
a joke, so he's
All right.
not getting that.
You got to pay.
Should I do the boner joke?
Give him
He's gotta
no.
pay. That was pretty good.
Give him the opener.
Nah, I feel like I.
All right, give him the bonus.
What about the one you did at MSG? I'm actually really
Well,
impressed.
that was like the opener, but I'll tell you the second joke. So, yeah, being a dad, my kids get me in a lot of trouble, and I'm not doing it how I would. This is just like a quick rundown. Sure. And my son called me in his room the other day and was like, "Daddy, please help. I'm turning into a skeleton." And I was like, "You're not, Luciano. What's the matter?" And he pulls his pants down and goes, "There's a bone in my wiener." So I was like, they don't teach you this shit in parenting books. So I said to him, like, oh, it happens to Daddy too. Like, let's just go to the bathroom. Maybe it'll go away. And the next day I take him to school. He's in kindergarten. And the first thing he told the teacher when she asked how his night was is, there was a bone in my wiener last night. But don't worry, Daddy brought me in the bathroom and showed me what to do to make it go away. And, I used to be the class parent. Now I'm the dad who parties with P. Diddy every weekend. That's it. See, I got Mike
like
to
that.
laugh.
That was good.
You did.
Yep,
That was
made the
very
man
good.
laugh.
Here we go,
Thank
baby.
Yeah, no problem. I don't want to brag or nothing, but that's like that usually gets a lot of hits. I got a tampon joke too that's been like doing pretty well recently.
May I hear?
Sure,
if you don't mind.
Yeah. So I say like on stage I go over this whole thing. I've been married for like 10 years, so I'm like I'd like to think I'm a master of the woman's body. And I was at the store, and my wife called and was like, I need a tampon. Can you bring me tampons? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And I get home and I hand them to my wife, and she's like, what is this? And I'm like, it's a fucking tampon. And she's like, they're regular. And I thought to myself, I always thought I was average size, but then again, like I am Sicilian, so. And my wife, I used to say, like, after that I was so excited I went to the store. I just bought a box of Magnums just for the fuck of it,
Yeah.
And then I come home and tell my wife, like, hey, you want to have sex? And she's like, why do you have those? And I'm like, come on, you need super? And she's like, that's for the blood flow. And I'm like, talk about being on top of the world. And just dying after that. So those are two little ones.
Nice.
They're normally done with more enthusiasm.
Yes, absolutely. In front of a crowd of 350.
I'm giving you the play-by-play.
I put you on the spot.
Well,
Very
that's
well done.
what I enjoy about your comedy and the videos. It's you're kind of old school because comedians since the beginning of time pick on their wives.
Yeah.
But yet you're also but you're also current, like and diverse.
Yeah.
Which is what everybody which is the way it should be now. So that I think that's why kind of what I like. You again, like the internet sensations are getting the 18-year-olds where you're bringing in everybody.
Yeah.
Which
It's
I
weird
think is
like,
great.
People who've seen me on stage who, let's say, know me from Instagram. I don't want to say people like, this guy's I'm coming, but like who know me on Instagram.
Yeah,
they're
sure.
always like, oh, I thought you were just going to do like all Italian shit. I'm like, yeah, no, that's just for like the internet. I'm like, I just talk about like my family and like my kids.
Yeah, but the Italian audiences, I mean...
Oh, they're cults.
Right. I mean,
they're like a fucking cult.
That's Rodia's success. It's Sebastian. That's Vic.
Yeah.
Marino. I mean, they all... Uncle, you familiar with Uncle Louie guys?
Yeah. I've never seen them, but they're like...
I love those guys.
I came here one day, and they were performing. It's like, they got like a fucking whole stand set up by the bar.
Yes.
Those guys are businessmen.
These guys are great. They're called the Uncle Louie Variety Show. They're from Syracuse.
Oh. Are they from Syracuse?
Yeah,
I didn't know
that's where they're from. Yeah,
Cravella works with them.
I would say Cravella works with them.
Cravella. They've had a bunch. Who's the guy? I don't see him around anymore. He used
Rocco?
to work. No. Calcagno.
Oh.
He used to do some stuff with them.
Okay.
They kind of started to hit around the same time I was in here. So and we've always supported each other. They're actually good friends, and they're just the best guys. Their show is so much fun. You'd probably like it because it's two guys, and it's like they have a bunch of different characters. Again, it's internet sensations and that they've brought to the stage. But they play music, they do skits, they each take a turn doing stand-up, just regular stand-up. They're fantastic. But yeah, the Italian audiences, I mean, they are so loyal. They latch on. Yeah. And
most of my people
bless them.
are older. Like,
oh, really?
Like, I mean, there's like, if I look at like on Instagram, the demographics, it's like 34 to like 50 for most.
Well,
of them.
and
mostly like
we
mostly
were just talking
mostly
about
guys
that because I like the old school comedy, like
Yeah.
the old Rodney Dangerfield jokes. Your jokes remind me of that kind of thing, making fun of your wife and the little boner jokes. Yeah.
Do you get people pissed afterwards, like thinking that they're going to see an Italian thing? Or
I've had people like go off on me. I mean,
really?
Yeah. If you look at some of the comments, listen, I battle back, so you'll see. But I've had people be like, you're not even Italian, you're Puerto Rican. Like, I get that a lot. That I'm Puerto Rican, not Italian. You're a fucking phony. You just like bought.
The best
something.
is when we're not from Long Island or New York.
Oh, we get that a lot too.
Really?
These guys are from Jersey.
You guys are fucking Jersey assholes. Like, one guy was like, "You're a fucking Staten Island asshole. I seen you there," and I was like, at the time, I was like, first time I was ever in Staten Island was last year. I'd never been to Staten Island before my whole life. I'm fucking 36 years old, 37 now. I'm like, I had never been to Staten Island before that, so I don't know where you got that. But I'm like, yeah, you're right, buddy. You know everything.
Yeah, right.
Like that shit is big. I'll get from this one's a lot of older women will say, like, if I do something with a tracksuit on, they'll be like, real Italians don't dress like that. You're making a mockery of us. And I'm like, I'll just write back like, I didn't know you speak for an entire fucking nationality. Like,
right, exactly.
And then I'll get Italians like, you're not fucking Italian, you're American. And I'm like, oh, sorry, fucking Caesar over here.
Right.
Yeah, there's as much hate, as much like love, there's a lot of hate. And I tell Jay all the time, I'm like, the videos that move are the hate.
Really?
So like, for me personally, I enjoy the hate ones more. Personally.
I don't blame. Yeah, I would too.
The one me and Jay did, like, there's people who love it, but how much hate do we get on those? People tell Jay, the best comment was, Jay had like Timberlands on, and some guy who goes, that guy's not from New York with boneless Tims because the top's folded.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, or they'll be like, they told me like, you pronounce your R's, you fucking fake New Yorker. And, like, they told Jay he don't look nothing like Fat Joe. Or, like, they go nuts. Jeez. I think it's hilarious, but these people think like they're like stabbing me in the heart, and I'm going home like, God, I'm gonna kill myself. I don't give a fuck. but
And you touched upon it before. Have you been in here since you headlined out there?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. So that must have felt great.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I said it while I was up there on Saturday. Like, that was one of my biggest accomplishments in life. However, that was not the biggest accomplishment. The accomplishment was all the people that came out to see me. And, like, man, Tony, there's this Italian lady. She's a regular. She goes, I got that email today. I was sitting at my desk. She goes, my whole face lit up.
That's great.
I was so happy for you.
Yeah.
The first thing I did was I lit up. I called my husband, said, call their friends. We're going to see Fat Jay. He's headlining. My husband was like, no way. Good for him.
Nice.
That just made me feel good.
Was that the lady Terry?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
The old people that always go there.
No, that's not.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's not. They didn't come to see me. They see me all the time.
And you know why those shows went so well?
Why?
Because Don Sill didn't go.
Oh, Don Sill's a jinx.
Every time.
Only for Jay. Only for Jay.
I fucking bomb every time he's there. It's
I don't believe that.
It's terrible. I'm telling you.
The jinx did end at some point.
Yeah, sometimes, but
I always feel like every time I go up and Jimmy's out there, I don't do good. I said that
Jimmy
to him the other day.
Here,
He
really?
was like, I did. What was it, McGuire's?
Yeah.
The other day I did, and Andrew's like, oh, fucking killed. Went up here, and I was like, I didn't like it. I was like, I don't know why Jimmy fucking.
People get nervous in front of him.
He's got a presence.
Yeah.
And I didn't even see him out there. I think just mentally in
You
my
know who
head, I
gets
was
me
like,
nervous? Carrie gets me nervous.
Carrie does, yeah.
I'll be oof.
Why? Because she's so good at what she does.
Yeah, because no matter how good you
she'll
do,
get
she'll
off and be
always
like,
find a flaw.
nah.
Yeah.
And if you bomb, like
Yeah.
you just eat your dick for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm very aware. I know when I'm like
Sure.
I know. I know.
Some people aren't.
And then some people don't, but I'm very aware. And then you're 10 minutes in and you want to kill yourself because you got to do 10 more.
Right.
And now you did the 10. Now you're fucking you just want to go smoke weed and fucking get it all out and start fresh.
Yeah.
It's like the pitcher that blows the save, you know? And then Carrie will come up. So, how do you think you did tonight? And I'm like, I ate my dick. Get away from me. I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah, like, leave me the fuck alone.
Well, if you came to see me, you'd be better. I'm like,
sounds like my wife.
Killing most of the time, but like,
you got a one-off.
There's a bad time, Nah. Not if you listen to me, you'll kill every time.
I went to Carrie and showed her my tape. She goes, "It's horrible." Right off the bat.
No, but she's real.
She goes like this. Your first laugh wasn't for 40 seconds. I remember I tried to justify it. I'm like, the first fucking 20 seconds, I'm walking up to the stage.
Right.
No, 40 seconds, the first laugh. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, but who better to get this constructive
No,
criticism
yeah.
from?
Without a doubt.
She's one of the
Without
best
a
there
doubt.
is.
And she'll praise you when you do well, too.
Yes, she will.
And
Yes.
and again, thing from the headliner thing, like my friends at the Long Island Connection Instagram, they shared the flyer. They like me.
Nice.
They do like Jay.
6 people came.
Okay.
They were like, we saw the flyer on.
God bless you.
Bless you.
So, chill, living the dream.
Nice.
Now they posted me. I don't know if you saw.
Oh, don't get this guy's fucking head bigger
It's
than
not
it
all
is.
about this fucking
The
jerk
sickness.
off.
The sickness.
Silvio
Sends me a thing. They put
fed the
famous
sickness.
comedians from Long Island. Fat Jay was on there. He goes, "You
Oh,
see
is
this?
that right?
You see this?"
It's not. I'm on it, which is super nice.
But he was on the same one with. I think he was before Jerry Seinfeld.
No, it was Jerry Seinfeld. But I was so.
Wow.
They post me. They post a lot of our stuff.
Okay.
They've been good to me.
Yeah.
I met the guys who run it here. He said, "Hey, nice to meet you." Super nice.
Yeah.
So I bought one of their shirts. I support those who support you.
Yeah.
One of their shirts is instead of the heart, it's a heart, which is a bacon, egg, and cheese. L.I.
Okay.
I bought it because me, Billy Gaia, and Rob White were going to Church of Satire, and he billed it as the Bacon, Egg, and Cheese SPK Long Island Takeover.
Oh, that's funny.
So I was like, this is
They're
perfect.
great over there.
And I wore it, so they posted me from there. So because I had that shirt, they made the figurine thing, the Chat GBT, and they listed me with Kevin James, Ziegler.
He's big time. He's big time.
Like, I definitely didn't belong in the group, but it feeds the sickness and it makes you feel good. And today I'm standing in Dunkin' Donuts. Lady's like, "You're a Long Island famous comedian. What are you doing here?" I was like, doing what Long Island famous comedians do.
Trying to get a free
Fucking
freaking donut.
I don't get it. They don't.
I will say, I'll talk to Jay in the morning. He's like, "Oh, this person knew me from here." This guy gets recognized way more than like anyone I know.
Yeah.
Always. He was like,
Absolutely.
I was in Brooklyn the other day. Some lady's like, "Yo, I love your videos." I'm like, "Fucking
No, some guy. Legit. I was in Brooklyn.
At Rolling Roost.
I was going to a show with Tommy Gooch and Richie Byrne. We were doing a VF Knights of Columbus.
Yeah.
This guy goes, "Yo, you're Fat Jay." I was like, "Yeah."
I know.
He goes, "I love you. You're fucking hysterical."
Wow. Come back to my
"Oh,
house.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
if
Jay
it's-
almost blew him at the house. You got your car here? Let me get in the front seat. I'll blow you.
It feeds the sickness, It feeds the sick. Yo, like Tony, not for nothing, bro. Like I keep doing what I'm out fucking 4 or 5 nights a week.
I know you are. I know
like, people bitch.
You're working hard.
Like it's a grind. Like,
Yeah.
I know that.
So that makes you feel good. It keeps you. It's part of the thing that keeps you going. You know.
Right. Yeah. See, private name.
Answer it.
And let him know.
Put me on with Charlie.
All
Charlie,
right,
tell
all
me
right.
something. I'm
Let's-
ready.
God, I hope it's not. You're live on the air. Who's this?
Yeah, it's Charlie.
Oh, good.
Is it really?
Great. Yeah, that's him. Yes.
Charlie, what's up, buddy?
So, I was watching your show earlier.
Great.
Here's exactly how it works when we go online and we put our numbers out there. You get random people calling us, and they say good things, or they say bad things, or they say horrible things. Do you agree with that?
Get to the point, Charlie.
Let's hear it, Charlie. Give us the good, bad, or the ugly.
Here's my point. I deeply, 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 deeply regret saying anything about your daughter. That was, I admit that I may have said something. No. I said something that was construed as horrible about your daughter. Your daughter that may have special needs. Once again, your daughter's a beautiful child. Nobody should ever criticize anything about your child. But here's who I am as a human being. I find comedy in everything. Everything. I had some disturbing things happen to me as a child. Child abuse. And with regards to things that happened to me as a child, there's comedy in that. But with your daughter, there's no exception. Your daughter's a beautiful young lady or a young woman. Nothing should be said about her.
Thank you.
I genuinely mean that.
That's nice of you, Charlie. I was going to say, I hope you don't say something bad, so I have to give your number to the 4 viewers that are watching and have them call you all day, every day.
You don't want to dox anyone. No. I enjoy your show. That's why I call into this program. You guys are all comedians. I'm a comedian. I'm a comedy writer. So I enjoy what you guys do. You guys have original thoughts. You have original minds. You're bringing an original thought that most people don't, come up with. That's why people come to, they sit in an audience. They pay ticket prices to hear your original thoughts. So I'm going to leave it with this. I sincerely apologize for saying anything negative about your beautiful daughter. I genuinely mean that.
That's nice of you, Charlie. Have a great day.
Thank
we love
you, Charlie.
buddy.
Appreciate it. All right. Have a good
Take
day.
care, guys.
Okay.
All right.
Can't
there's
believe
closure
Charlie
with
called
Charlie.
me.
We got closure with Charlie with Fat J.
He didn't sound how I thought he would sound.
Me either.
I thought he was
Right?
going to say something
No.
bad.
He
We'll give those 4 viewers though your number, Charlie. Don't make me do it.
Jesus Christ.
we're in double digits right now.
That's because you have 2 fucking things going. So technically, we're
You got
at
Fat
9.
J on here.
We're at
things
9.
going, yes.
We're at 9, which again is the highest rated episode.
No, he said double digits.
That's because I'm
Another caller.
Is it private?
No, this one is Rusiello calling back.
Oh.
Hello, sir.
I have a message for Charlie.
Yep.
Maybe you guys think he's a great guy, but Charlie, you're a fucking scumbag. You're a piece of shit. You should get cancer of the fucking eyes. And ever say anything like that again, and I know who you are, and I find you, I'll stick a fucking hot poker in your ass. All right, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Johnny's. There is no forgiveness
tell
in
us how
John
you feel.
Rusiello. Huh?
See, that's what I said earlier. That I have a loyal,
Listen,
handful
I
of
do
people.
like just because I'm a big
Come on, let's see if the other 3 viewers can call
I'm a
in
big
now.
revenge myself.
You don't take
I'm
shit.
a revenge vendetta guy.
Yeah.
Let's hear Tony's extended family.
That's why. That's like I told Jay.
4 years.
That's the whole reason I even started like doing videos and comedy, just because.
Because the guy at the barbershop didn't find you funny, right?
It wasn't that, but
It was something
You're
like
talking
that.
about the guy?
Oh, he stole your idea.
I ain't gonna-
Is that what it was?
No, he didn't steal my idea. I used to like give him like all these like ideas.
Someone
and
stole
shit.
his idea.
Yeah.
Nah,
We
yeah,
won't
I used to
talk
give him all
about
these
who.
ideas, and which I didn't care. I wasn't like I need credit, and I one day was like, yeah, that was like I posted just like laughs, and instead of being like, he always used to comment back. He just DM me like, it's not about the idea, it's the execution. I'm like, is this motherfucker trying to big time me right now? And that was it. I seen one of his shows.
Yeah.
He was ass, and I was like,
God is good. Richie Byrne just started following me on Instagram.
Oh, very nice.
I just said, like, if this guy could fucking do it, I'm like, I could definitely do it because he's not as funny. And I told my wife, I'm like, I'm going to make videos and try to, post 5 times a week. I mean, I've gotten off that a lot. I just told Jay the other day, I'm like, dude, I got to, like, we got to bang out, like, more videos. And I want to do, like, 1 a day.
It should be at least 1 a day,
They say
right?
1 a day. They say you should do, like, 2 posts a day and 5 stories. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I'm like, this is what I'm doing, and then I don't do any of it.
Who's that? Who's that?
Right. You'll recognize the voice immediately. Hi, honey.
I just want to say that I genuinely think that he should have a hot bucket of AIDS dumped on him.
I don't know.
Genuinely.
Who is it, Jay?
And how you doing, Fat Jay?
That's the former mayor, Jeff Bosey.
The former mayor, yeah.
Okay, so that's two. We need two more of the loyal followers, extended family, to call in, and it'll be complete here at Knockem Dead, the extended family.
Hey, listen, I love being part of this family, even though I'm the redheaded stepchild, or known as the gay one. But other than that, Jay, I love you. You belong on this show a lot less. You're amazing.
Thank you, sir. I said that too. I said, sir, I don't know what you think you're going into, but I just want to let you know.
This is a big time.
This isn't.
I miss Jay. He used to come in every Tuesday. We would talk baseball. He would school me on hip hop, and then we played some Tuesday trivia.
And you were supposed to get me paid so we can continue it.
And I'm still working
You
on
didn't hold up your side of the bargain.
I'm still trying. I'm still here.
But we do have 4 extended family members out there, and nowhere to go on fucking Thanksgiving.
Well, with that said, I genuinely have to go.
Thanks for the call, pal.
Have a great day, Mr. Bosey.
Jeff Bosey checking in. You have not been exposed to Bosey yet?
I don't know a lot of the governor's people. The only governor's people I know is Jay. I know Joe. I know Cravella. I know Luke. Pork. Sean.
You must be in good with Pork Chop that you can call him Pork. I've never heard anybody refer to him as just
I usually
Pork.
call him Joe a lot of times when I talk
I didn't
to
even
him.
know his real name. I just call him Pork.
Is that his real name, Joe? I didn't even know.
His son works here. I call him Little Pork.
His son works here?
Yeah, Little Pork. The one with the the ponytail.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Got that, like, Spanish look. Like
I had no idea that was his son. Holy shit.
Yeah. And then I think that's really all I really know.
Oh, okay.
I don't really know anybody else. I mean, I know Olga in passing. But
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's not...
Mary.
Mary, of course. Mary and Michelle.
Fox,
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Michelle.
You got to get... Yeah, you're not fully in here until you know Bosey.
No. Yeah, I'm not in here.
We're on the air.
I know Roach.
He's like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Roach is awesome. Love Roach.
Yeah,
Love
Roach is a good guy.
Do you like learn like the history? Like, do you?
No,
you don't. Oh, okay.
I don't want to come in here and BS you. Like, yeah, I know. I don't.
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
Do you? Is that something you like? Some people feel like that up and comers should know who was here before them. Do you?
Oh, I know, like a bunch of people that were here before, like all that kind of
Okay.
stuff. But
Yeah.
I thought you meant like intense history. I know the comedians who've like been here and
Yeah.
stuff like that,
Okay.
but not like anything crazy.
Okay. All right. So
I want to ask you because you had said that people were talking about me a couple weeks ago.
This guy loves to
I
fucking
want to
stroke
ask
his
you
ego.
when we close out what was said because the last time you said someone was talking about me, you actually called me a hack, but we won't talk about that.
is that?
No.
that because I'm not sure what you. I told you somebody was talking about you.
Yeah.
They called him a hack?
No,
I could see that.
No.
That was something else. But
That was something else.
I don't.
But recently, when I called when Uncle Louis Prats was in here with Brian when he retired, I had called you. Said, "Oh, people were talking about you at the stand-up, sit-down thing."
Oh yes, at the at Richie Burns stand up,
Yeah.
sit down. There was some talk of you. Nothing bad.
Yeah.
No, it was nothing bad. But now you know what? I don't remember who it was now.
Oh, all right.
But you know it was the stand up, sit down. So it was for Richie Burns. So it was Joey Cola, Pat O'Rourke, Rob Bartlett, who's coming in here on Friday, by the way. Rob Bartlett.
Oh, nice.
Roach.
So one of these motherfuckers.
Yeah. So that's my point. It was
I
one of those
suppose that's
guys,
a
but
Joey
any of
Cola.
those guys, you know, talking about you in a positive light is a good thing. So.
Absolutely.
I'm also a big Timmy Gage fan.
Oh yeah.
Big Tim Gage
Oh,
guy.
Gage
I'm a
is
big
the
Tim
best.
Gage guy.
I
Yeah.
love that guy.
I love Tim Gage.
I actually met little Tim Gage.
The
that Tim Gage talks about
the weed
on
dealer?
Instagram
So I
through
know
him.
Tim Gage.
Oh,
I went
is
to
that
school
right?
with him. Yeah, so
Oh,
that's how
that's
I know
funny.
Tim Gage. And then I remember I was at McGuire's like years ago for I don't know what I was there for. I was there watching a show and big Tim Gage was there and he started talking. I'm like, Tim Gage. I'm like, fucking chances like
Yeah.
and then he started talking. I'm like, bro, this gotta be Tim. And then I told him, I'm like, bro, did you do stand up? He's like, yeah. And then that was
Oh, that's funny.
yeah. Tim Gage complimented me once. Big compliment.
last week.
Well, no, before that, like he saw the set on Kill Tony. Him and Little Timmy were
He
watching.
is such a
And I
great
was like,
guy.
that was actually good. I'll give it to him.
Yeah, I love Tim.
He's a good guy.
I will tell you who was talking about me. Talking about you. Stephen Costello called me about a week ago.
Who's that?
He's the guy down in Florida. Does that? He said he's had conversations with you about doing something in Florida. And he called me up and we were talking. He said, we're about to get off the phone. He says, by the way, tell Jay that I'm still working on getting him down here in Florida. Tell him that. I was
Is
like,
that
okay.
the sports agent guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Oh yeah. Me and him. He's
yeah.
a buddy of mine. Yeah. Yeah, and I think he's trying to get into this world a little bit and make some stuff happen.
Yeah.
It's almost time for us to go. What and so at this point, what 8 months?
No, a year.
A year.
A year. It's like a year and whatever. This because I started last January.
Okay. Oh, all right. So
year
what?
and 5 months.
What has surprised you? Like what have you not? Has there been anything you didn't expect, good or bad, about the comedy world? Anything?
Not really.
Yeah.
I mean, besides the sickness, I mean, that was something I didn't expect. I mean, like, there's people I see that, like, they'll talk to me, and I'm like, you realize, like, I watched your set. Like, I see, what, like, you're doing, like, it's like Jay said, like, you're doing the same stuff I'm doing. Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
Are you in the same room?
Yeah. I mean, listen, I see people come off,
exactly.
and they're like, I fucking murdered, I killed
No,
this.
you
and it's
didn't.
like,
Yeah.
fuck did you hear? Would you have a laugh track in your head? Like, you know, I like to think I'm aware. Like, I get off. I told him last time when I was at Govs, I was like, I didn't like the set. Like,
yeah.
But what the fuck do I know? I don't know anything. Yeah. So nothing really that I can think of though.
Right. Okay. All right. So let's close it with, socials, upcoming shows you want to push, anything, all the
Hopefully I'll be
promotional
here
stuff.
one day this weekend. Hopefully, we'll see.
Most likely.
Hopefully.
Most likely.
Yeah,
when was the last time you weren't in?
Yeah, I feel like
any
you're
of
here
this
want
4
to
days
talk
a week.
about that. Let's not talk.
And the
about
only reason you weren't is because you were probably traveling to Pennsylvania or
let's
something
not
to do
talk
another
about
show.
that.
He's a big PA guy. This guy. Big.
Oh yeah,
fucking
yes he
PA guy.
is.
I
Yes,
go
he
wherever
is.
they want me. I'll go wherever they want me. Hopefully.
I told him he should sign up for Kill Tony at MSG this year.
Oh, are they doing it again?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like an annual thing now.
I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh,
When
you
sell it
definitely
out, they
should.
come back.
Yeah.
You definitely should.
We're gonna go try it out. We'll see what
Good.
happens.
All right, I'll be.
If it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
If I have a dream.
Hopefully,
beforehand, I'll
fucking
let you know.
Kaplan's sitting on that fucking dais. Because if he's there, fucking good things can happen. But,
But then Don Sill sitting next to him.
Oh,
I can't believe Don's a fucking jinx.
not anymore. We're good.
No, yeah, not anymore. I'm just joking around.
All 4 viewers, you let us down. Only 2 called, but we'll see you soon.
So come on, give us the socials.
Fat J's World, that Dad Sill.
That's it.
We got
That's
new
it.
videos coming. Check out our realtor shit. We're all over the place.
Yup.
If you need to, make fun of one-legged people or something, throw me in a video, man. Throw me in.
Oh, dude, I didn't know you had one leg. Oh, dude, we could definitely use him.
Yeah,
I got
we
a
could
one leg.
do
I got a
also,
good
yeah.
one leg idea.
Oh,
We could definitely use it. This guy looks like he went to war.
yeah, Kaplan, what's your excuse? That's what happens when you're not in human resources, you little pussy. What do you mean? What do you mean? He would be dead if Kaplan didn't sew up the stump when he was dressed as Klinger. Tony, don't worry. We're gonna get your family their checks.
We tried to save the leg, but his stitching was so bad.
Let me sew this up while Margaret, my assistant in HR, sends out that check to the kids.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much for coming in today. Let's do this again. And of course, open invite. Jay's had an open invite for years. Let's go Mets.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Yankees.
Time for us to get out of here. Today is Wednesday. What do we got? Circling the Drain is on tonight at 7. Coffee with the Dog tomorrow morning at 9. I'll be back here tomorrow morning at 11. I have, it's Jay. It's your favorite day. It's Music Thursdays. Jay, he hates the musicians. It's a comedy show. What are you doing with the musicians?
Excuse me, Jay. Last time we saw you, are you going to do the same jokes now that you did then? You practiced someone else's songs, you band fucking geek. But if you were in the war, let me know. I'll have Kaplan send your kids a check.
We have members of the band Fleetwood Mac, a Fleetwood Mac tribute band coming in here tomorrow.
I was like, wait, isn't it Mac?
That's
See that
yeah.
face?
Yes, I saw.
Wait, isn't it Mac?
Wow.
What is this?
That's the
Placemat.
yeah.
Is there
It's
a
a
garbage in here?
yeah. The orange buckets are garbage. Not much, as you can tell. Yeah, they were cheap. Yeah. All right, so everybody left. So, that's our guest tomorrow. And then, of course, Nick Greystone is on tomorrow night. Felix and Bonnie are on tomorrow night as well.
You got special guest on Nick Greystone's show.
Well, yeah, he does have guests. I don't remember who they are, but yesterday he did a special show. Yesterday he had Stuttering John. That was live yesterday with Stuttering John. Okay. Stuttering John was nuts on this show yesterday. He was yelling and screaming the whole time. Go check that out. It's on YouTube. Check out all of our shows on YouTube. Share the link. Tell everybody you know about all the great shows here. Go to govs.com so you can see Jay, or this weekend you can see Gus Constantellis.
Go see Gus. Very funny.
Oh, yeah?
Night. Very, very funny.
John Pizzi. Frank Spadone will be here. Frank's a very funny guy. I like Frank a lot.
Hysterical.
Frank is great. Jack Adam is here this weekend. Courtney Ortera. Dan Wilbur is playing a Jack Adams show at the Giga Room. Dan Wilbur is fantastic. He was opening for Seinfeld. Yeah, Dan Wilbur's great. Our own Rosie Fiumara is playing this weekend. Our own Mike Keegan is playing this weekend. Tommy Edwards, Mike Kurz, Kenise Circa, Austin Morris, Joey Callahan, and of course, as we talked about him before, Anthony Rodia is playing. I think it's McGuire's doing 3 shows there this weekend. Go to govs.com, make your reservations for some great comedy shows, and of course, don't forget KnockemDeadComedy.com. We're going to be in Boston next week. Our next public show is June 6th at the Hicksville Knights of Columbus. Go to KnockemDeadComedy.com. Check out our info, our schedule, and info on how you can hire us for your event, whether it's a corporate event, a charity event, whatever you got going on. KnockemDeadComedy.com. All right, we are out of here. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Don't forget Circling the Drain tonight, and we'll see you here again tomorrow. See ya.